After nearly a year of prices drifting downward, the Fraser Valley real estate market just has done something it hasn't done for 11 months. Prices moved up. Yeah, may sound like a small thing, but it does create a much bigger question. Are we starting to see a shift, or is this just a pause in a much slower marketplace? If you're watching Langley Real Estate right now, this is the moment that truly matters. Hey there, it's Andy SCHILDHORN with the SCHILDHORN Realty Group. I've been helping buyers and sellers navigate the Langley and Fraser Valley real estate market for over 30 years. And this is one of those markets where the numbers need a bit of interpretation. There are three things to focus on for this month: listing activity, sales volume, and of course, as always, pricing. Each one tells part of the story. When you look at them together, you start to see where the Fraser Valley real estate market is actually heading. Listing activity. Let's start with listings. New listings came in at just over 3,300 in March. That's up about 20% from February. Typical for the spring. Sellers want to get their homes on the marketplace. Yeah. Total active listings now they're around 9,200. That's about 50% higher than the 10-year average. This level of inventory, it does change behavior. We've seen this in areas like Willoughby, Walnut Grove, Langley City. Buyers are not rushing in. They are comparing homes. They are watching price changes. They are taking their time. Yes. From experience, this is where sellers can get caught. A home comes on the market with expectations based on last year's pricing. It doesn't get the activity that they expect. Then it sits. Once a home sits, buyers start asking questions, even when nothing is wrong. That first impression, it matters. Sales volume. Now let's take a look at sales. We had just over 1,000 sales in March. That's up about 20% from February. Sounds good. Sounds positive. But context here really matters. Sales are still slightly below than last year. More importantly, they're about 40% below the 10-year average. This is not a surge in demand. This is a seasonal lift in a very, very cautious market. Now, this is where I want you to focus. When we compare sales to the number of homes available, that is called the sales to active listing ratio, and it's sitting at around 11%. A balanced market is typically between 12 and 20%. So we're now below that 12. We're in a buyer's market. And that's where we are today. That's why buyers still have leverage. That's why negotiation is still happening. Yes, that's part of the market has not changed. Pricing. Let's talk a little bit about pricing. This is where the shift is starting to show up. The benchmark price across the Fraser Valley is now sitting at $898,300. That's up 0.3% from February. That's the first month-over-month increase we've seen in almost a year. Detached homes, they're sitting at $1,375,600. Townhomes, they're at $772,700. And condominiums, well, they're sitting at $489,200. All three property types saw a small increase month over month. Year over year, they're still down between 7 and 9%. Prices have adjusted. That part is clear. What's different now is that they may be starting to level off. Not a price surge, but this is a market that is starting to find its footing. Yeah. Most people focus on price alone. The real story, though, is how price, inventory, and sales are interacting with each other at the same time. Inventory is high, sales are moderate, pricing is stabilizing. That combination usually shows up later in a market cycle, not at the beginning. Real time stuff here is that I've been seeing this shift in conversation with clients. Buyers who are waiting are starting to hesitate, not because prices are rising quickly, because they are no longer falling the way they were. Sellers who are pricing properties properly are still getting activity. Sellers who are reaching for last year's prices, they're sitting. The gap between expectation and reality is where most decisions are being made. The next 60 to 90 days are going to tell us more than the last 6 months did. If buyers step in more consistently, this stabilization in the marketplace might turn into a movement. If inventory keeps building, pressure will stay. Right now, we are in between these 2 points. If you're curious about the full breakdown, there's a link in the description below with all the details. If you're thinking about your real estate plans and what you want to do, let's talk it through. Call me or click the link in the comments and we'll pick a time that works best for you. We can grab a coffee and walk through your plans at a pace that makes sense. If this has brought some clarity, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear what you've got to say about this marketplace right now. Yeah. Make sure you subscribe and stay connected. I'll keep sharing updates as the Fraser Valley real estate market changes and continues to evolve. Ring that bell. I do appreciate you taking a few minutes to stay informed. Thanks for dropping by. Have a great day, and let's get together soon.